I'm Jim Check. You're watching Kelowna Now. We're here to talk about the AI Summit that we're putting on. We're one of the big sponsors for that event. And Walter Bond is going to MC that event. We did the event in 2019, the Level Up Leadership event, which is one of the best events ever held in Kelowna. And one of the most popular speakers at that event was none other than Walter Bond. People talk about Walter all the time. And as an added bonus, Walter's going to be here the day before, and he's going to put on 2 half-day courses. We're going to kind of talk about each half-day's course in a separate segment. Let's talk about the first one, Walter. Which one do you want to talk about first?
Let's talk about Accelerate.
Okay.
I have a passion for coaching small business owners. I've been doing it for 23 years, and Accelerate is we call it a roadmap. So a lot of small business owners get frustrated, they get lost, they get stagnant and stuck. And we've been doing this over 2 decades, really helping small business owners grow and get on the right path to have tremendous success. I love small business owners. They're courageous. And sometimes they just need more support, right? So Accelerate is perfect for the small business owner who believes they're meant for more and just needs a little bit of help and support getting to that next level.
Yeah, lots of people definitely, they feel sometimes the world's against them, right? So I mean, it's a tough slug. It takes a special person to run a small business. I know that from personal experience. It's definitely, you have to have the motivation and to get up there and motivate. And obviously, you have that background in motivation. You were one of the NBA's walk-on. Like, you know what I mean? Like, obviously, you had a goal and you pushed and pushed and pushed till you achieved that goal.
Well, Jim, it was my research, right? I learned how to become elite through sport. And when you become one of the best basketball players in the world, your process and systems are proven. And all we've done is taken everything that we learned in the sports world and converted it to the business environment perfectly, because small business owners and their employees, to me, are a team. And they're like corporate athletes, right, who are going out to compete and need to execute so that they can win. So it's really more than motivation. It's really about execution, right?
Yeah.
The small business owners, for the most part, sometimes have to wear so many hats that it's easy to get distracted. It's easy to get lost. It's easy to forget to wear some of the hats. So, for example, sales and marketing. If you're going to be successful in business, I can't buy from you if I don't know who you are, right? So if you're going to be a small business owner, you need to have a really good marketing program and a marketing strategy. But you also need to have a really good sales team or a sales force. Here's what happens in many cases from our experience. Depending on the size of the organization, there's no dedicated sales team. Well, the owner says, well, I kind of do it. Well, you kind of do it. Okay.
Yeah.
So no wonder that your revenue is inconsistent or stagnant. So the first thing we try and fix is really help organizations understand that your sales approach is the engine in your car.
Yeah, it's like the blood that flows through the whole thing too. It's like kind of like the blood. Like if you don't have sales, you don't really have a business.
Nothing happens until something is sold. So there's so many small business owners that are frustrated, scratching their head, and I'm like, dude, like, come on, let's get sales together first. And most other problems start to go away when you have some revenue.
Yeah, because you can use the money that you generate through sales to kind of fix some of the other problems, like hiring people, doing different things. And I really like the sports tie-in too. Is like, to be a champion in the business, you really have to be like, and that's how sports comes out, because you learn to be a champion. Because there's a lot of people that want to play in the NBA, obviously, or any kind of elite sport. And it's only the people that really have focus and know the tactics that it takes to get there, and the training and development, the recruitment, all those things, right?
Well, if you think about it, it's so important for a small business owner to have a strategy. And it all begins, in my opinion, with an audacious goal. And when I'm done with all of my events, a small business owner understands the characteristics of a losing organization. They understand the characteristics of a winning organization. And I leave no confusion around the characteristics of a championship type of culture. The championship companies, we typically heard of them because they've grown exponentially over time. And so if I'm a small business owner, I can't afford to have a losing culture, right? So when I began to describe what a losing culture looks like, you see the heads drop like, oh boy, that's us. But you know what? At least we located where we are. So now let's fix it. And here's one tip. We teach small business owners, and we have a whole process and a whole system, but the beginning of it begins with an audacious goal. Why is this important? Because you can't ask someone to come to work every single day and not know where they're going. Okay. Who gets in the car and goes nowhere, right? So the first thing a business leader has to have is a clear goal, and it must be communicated clearly to their entire team. I don't even care if it's just you and your wife. I don't care if it's just you. If it's 10 people, 100 people, the size doesn't matter. Everything begins with an audacious goal. And the second phase, where most people don't even get out of these two phases, is what I call shared fate, which means everyone on the team is responsible for the outcome. Most of our small business owners who are frustrated and stuck can't even get out the block on those two goals, having an audacious goal and communicating it clearly, and then getting buy-in from everyone on the team. And so we're able to help smooth those two areas out, because if you get stuck right there, forget about it. But typically most of our clients, if they can get through those first two phases, it's pretty much smooth sailing after that. But those first two can be a sticking point for a lot of small business owners.
Yeah, I like the car analogy. If you're trying to climb a mountain, best to ask the advice of someone who's been to the mountaintop as well, right?
Yeah, and we work with so many companies that we've seen it, so we're not talking about what we've heard. We've seen tremendous success with our clients. We've had a few fail, right? And so we have been able to curate and understand all of the different scenarios. So for example, we have a client right now trying to go from 350 million to 2.2 billion. And again, the numbers don't matter, right? The numbers do not matter. And I began to recognize after a couple of months coaching and consulting them, they didn't have the right organizational structure. In other words, they had no middle management. Everything was going through one person. I was like, wait, time out. It's incredible that you
like a big bottleneck.
Exactly. Well said. And so we're helping them build middle management, changing their infrastructure. So, you lift weights. You ever seen a guy with a real big upper body and skinny legs? Right?
I try to be balanced. So.
Well, you get the point. You can have this real big upper body and skinny legs. Yeah. And so an organization needs to be built right, or in many cases they're frustrated, and it's because they're not built right. And so it's not about working hard. It's really about being built right. So we help in a lot of different areas.
So this is a 4-hour session, and it's kind of like it's a small group of people. It's kind of a lot of hands-on stuff, and it's going to be offered here in Kelowna on Accelerate Your Business. This is one of the 2 courses that are being offered. So people can go to both, or they can go to one, or whatever they choose.
That's right. Spend all day with me. You can spend the whole day with me. One part of the day is going to be about small business owners' growth, and the other part of the day is all about selling. Yeah. The first skill set I learned, I want everyone to hear me clearly. When I retired from playing professional basketball, I understood the skill needed to play in the NBA. But when I got into the business world, I needed to make money. And the first thing I realized, I need a skill. Man. Like, what skill can I develop that can help me make money in the business world? And a guy said to me, Walter, you'll be great at sales. I said, you think so? Absolutely. Everybody likes you. So all of a sudden, I knew I had some raw ability in selling, but I really had to learn how to sell from a skilled perspective. Yeah. Long story short, with my basketball background, I got really skilled in selling right away because I understood skill development. Within 3 years, Jim, 36 months later, we had doubled our NBA income.
Yeah. I like those goals. Like when you went to play in the NBA, they told you can't shoot, can't jump, can't do this. And you're just like, I don't care. I'm going to play in the NBA, right?
But, I had to improve my skill, though. I mean, you can't play, it's like hockey. You can't play hockey if you can't skate, right?
Apparently not, right? I tried.
You can handle the puck. Right. You have to be able to skate. You got to handle the puck. The same thing is true as business. You have to be able to sell. I mean, imagine you having a sales team, even if it's one person or 10 people, 1,000 people, size doesn't matter. But imagine if you had a highly skilled and resilient sales team. Revenue would not be an issue. And so that's really the 2 areas I think a lot of business leaders get caught in, not really having a skilled sales team, right, or a skilled salesperson, or not really understanding what kind of trajectory it takes to build a successful business. So our Accelerate Champions roadmap is perfect for that small business owner who wants more. And our half day on selling is awesome because we're going to teach the mindset and the skill set.
The shark mindset, right?
What's that?
A shark mindset.
Shark mindset. Sharks are relentless. They're resilient. And who wouldn't want to have a sales team full of relentless, resilient, and highly skilled sales professionals building business?
So we'll leave this one here. So the Accelerate program, you can sign up for that. There'll be some links at the bottom of this video. You can do that. And then we're going to come back in a couple seconds here, and we're going to talk about the second one.